Hello there everybody. So today we are making a dress with a square neckline and puff sleeves. Okay, so I'll start by making the square neckline. Okay, so here I have my basic bodice pattern. So I have the video here on my channel of how to make this pattern, the basic bodice pattern. So if you don't already have it, you can go and check it out. So what I'll do now is that I'll just go on and trace my pattern so that I can have a new pattern where I will make the square neckline. Okay, so now I'll just go on and trace. So I'll trace my pattern as it is, the dots and everything. Okay. Okay, now that we have the pattern, so let us make the square neckline. So I'll measure from here, from the highest point of the shoulder here, I'll measure down 17 centimeters. Okay, so I'll just take my tape measure and place it on the highest point of my shoulder, and then pull it down to 17 centimeters. Okay, and then I'll just go on and mark and make a mark at 17 centimeters. So 17 centimeters is just my preferred length, so you can go down if you want yours to be lengthy than mine. Okay, so yeah, so and then after that I'll just go on and draw a line there at 17 centimeters. Okay, so the 17 centimeter mark, so I'll just go on and draw a crossing line to, so that is where my square neckline will end. And then after that I'll come back here on the shoulder. Okay, here from the neckline side I'll measure 4 centimeters in. Okay, my tape measure and measure from the neckline side towards the shoulder. I'll measure 4 centimeters. Okay, and then I'll make a mark, and then after that I'll go on and draw a line from the mark here down. Okay, now so I'll come here where the neckline ends. Okay, here at the bottom. Okay, where the neckline ends, I'll measure 2.5 centimeters here. So from the line that I just drew towards the neckline. Okay, as you see me do here, so I'll measure 2.5 centimeters. So this is for the neckline that it sits nicely when it sits, so to prevent any gaping. Okay, so it's to prevent gaping here. So what I'll do now is that I'll connect the 2.5 centimeters that I just measured to the 4 centimeters that I measured in here. Okay, to this point where we measured 4 centimeters in. So I'm connecting these two dots here, so we'll get a new line from these two dots, so which will be the line that I will cut my neckline on. Okay, so the line will, as I said earlier on, that it will help with preventing the gaping. Okay, so you just see now as you can see that it looks like a dot. Okay, so from that old line to this line, so you can see the shape, something like a dot. Okay, so that is where I will cut my neckline. So I will leave the outside line, so now I'll cut on the new line. Okay. And now we have the front bodice with a square neckline. Okay, so I will use the back bodice as it is. So I will just make a small change around the shoulder so that the shoulder width fits the front shoulder width. Okay, but I'll do that when I'm cutting on the fabric. And now we are moving on to the puff sleeves. So I will do the same thing here. I will use my basic sleeve pattern, which I also have it here on my channel. So I'll just go on and trace it so that I can have the new pattern, so that I can be able to make the changes on the new pattern. Okay. And now we have the new sleeve pattern that we'll be working on. Just make sure that you mark your back so that you know you make a difference between the back and the front. Okay, so what I will do now is that I'll go on and draw a line on the center of the sleeve, okay, from the top of the sleeve down, okay, and mark it. And then after that I'll go on and measure 5 centimeters from the center mark, okay, 5 centimeters, and then I'll go on and also mark it by drawing a line from top to bottom. And then after that I'll do the same thing and measure 5 centimeters from the last line to the side, okay. So I have 3 lines now, okay, and then I'll come to this other side and then I'll do the same thing, measure 5 centimeters from the center line, okay, and then mark it, and then from the last line and measure 5 centimeters and mark it as well. So this side I'll also make it's 3 lines plus the center line, so it's 2 lines on the other side and then 2 lines on the other side. So the center line is the third line, okay. So I have 1, 2, 3 pieces for this side, and then I'll also have 1, 2, 3 pieces for this other side, okay. Okay, now here we are. So I have a new pattern paper now that I will use to spread my sleeve pattern on, okay. So I made sure that I keep the pieces separate. The left side is separate from the right side, okay, so that I don't cause I don't confuse myself. So what I'll do now, I'll just place the pieces on this pattern paper that I have here, and then I will use a sticking thing. We can use a sellotape or what. So I'll be using this pretext thing to so that to keep my pieces in place, okay. So what I'll do is that I'll place the first piece as you see me do here now, and then after that I'll just take my tape measure and then I'll measure now 5 centimeters from the first piece, okay. So I'll measure 5 centimeters and then mark it, and then I'll place a dot to mark 5 centimeters. I'll do the same thing on top, place it and make a dot, and then I'll place a second piece, okay. So I'm placing a piece that follows after this one, okay. And then you just check first if it goes accordingly, so if it follows, and then you place it on the dots, okay. So that means there's 5 centimeters in between these 2 pieces, and then you just stick it. You use a sticking thing to keep it in place, and then place it, okay. And then you'll do the same thing with the third piece. Okay guys, now we are done spreading the pieces, but now I want the width of this sleeve to double the width of the basic sleeve, okay. So the width of my basic sleeve is 32 centimeters, okay. So I want this one to be at least 60 centimeters. So I am 6 centimeters short to 60 centimeters here. So what I will do now is that I will move the first pieces, okay, the outer pieces, I will move them backwards, okay, so that I get the 6 centimeters. So the space now between this piece and the second piece will be 8 centimeters. So I'll add 3 centimeters here on this piece. Okay, I'll move it back by 3 centimeters. So that means the space now will be 8 centimeters, and then I will do the same thing on that other first piece on the other side. So yeah, so now the width will be 60 centimeters. Okay. And then after that, I'll go on and extend the length of my sleeve. So I will make it, I'll extend it by 4 centimeters and I'll make it 30 centimeters. Okay. After that, I'll go on and lift the sleeve cap by 4 centimeters. Okay. So I'll just go on and measure 4 centimeters here at the pointy part of the sleeve, 4 centimeters, and then after that I'll go on and connect my sleeve. Okay guys, now we are cutting out the body, so I'll just go on and place my pattern on the fabric. So what I'll do here is to add seam allowance all around, and then on the side I will leave a 2 centimeter zipper allowance. I want my dress to have a zipper on the side, but as I add seam allowance all around, I won't be adding it on the waist or at the bottom of my bodice, because I want to keep the bodice short. So the style of the dress, I want it needs the bodice to be short. So I will go on and fit the bodice after stitching the shoulders and see maybe I will have to cut it shorter than it is. So the bodice pattern now is 40 centimeters. So maybe I will cut it shorter to fit the style of this kind of style that I'm making. Okay, now the next thing is to make a facing for the neckline. Okay, so what I will do is that I'll just go on and fold my bodice like this, as you see me do here. So I'll just fold it, and then I'll just go on and take my fabric. So my fabric is running out, the fabric that I am using. So I just found just a blueprint that is as close to the one that I'm using. So it is a folded fabric, so I'll use it. So I'll just go on and place my neckline, okay, on this folded fabric. So I'll place it as you see me doing here, okay. So I'll just place it like this, and then I'll just go on and trace the neckline. So as you do your tracing, just make sure that you mark your back and the front, so that you don't get confused when you have to match the facing and the bodice. Okay, so what I will do now is that I'll just go on and use my chalk to trace the neckline. Okay, and then after that I'll go on and measure the length of my facing. Okay, so I'll make mine 5 centimeters. You can make it longer than this. Okay, you can make it longer than 5 centimeters. You can make it 8 centimeters or 6 centimeters or so. Okay, so mine is 5 centimeters, and then after that I'll go on and cut it out. Okay, now so what I will do is that I'll go on and top stitch all around the facing, okay, just close to the seam here. So I'm doing this stitch so that my facing does not roll out. Okay, so when I'm wearing my dress and then the facing rolls out, so I'm doing that so that it keeps my facing inside the dress. Okay. Okay guys, now this is how the bodice and the sleeves look. So now it is the time to close the side seams. Okay, so I'll just go on and close the side seam. So as I close this side, I'll just make sure that I leave an opening for the zipper. So I'll just close from here until where I want my zipper to start. So now I'll just go on and measure and mark where I want my zipper to start. So it can start from about 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters is okay. So you can start your zipper at about 5 centimeters. So I'll just go on and mark the mark where I want my zipper to start, so that I can close all the side seam from the sleeve down. Okay, so up to here, and then I'll leave the opening of that is where the zipper will start, and then it will connect to the skirt. So when I added a zipper allowance, I added it on both sides of the bodice because the fabric was folded. So now what I'll do on this side is that I've marked the 2 centimeters, so I will stitch and then I'll just cut the part I don't need, and then I'll keep the zipper allowance on this side. Okay, now so side seams are closed, and I also went on and made elastic tunnel on the sleeves. Okay, so I'll just go on now and insert my elastic. Okay, now we are moving on to the skirt part of the dress. So I have 2 pieces of fabric here. So the 2 pieces, the width of the pieces, when they are combined, they make 2 times my waist circumference. Okay, so my waist circumference is 80 centimeters. So these 2 pieces together, they make 160 centimeters. So each piece is 80, and then each piece is 80. So I've already gathered the top part of these 2 pieces of fabric so that I can be able to gather them. Okay, so as I said that it is a double of my waist circumference. So one piece is the back and the other one is the front. So now I'll just go on and gather the pieces. Okay, so that I can go on and put the pieces together to make the skirt, and then I'll go on and attach it to the bodice.